In the vibrant and emotionally charged world of Thai GL dramas, few pairs captured hearts and imagination like Peraya and Yoko Apasra. Their partnership, affectionately known as FayeYoko among fans, was not only a screen phenomenon but a cultural moment that symbolized hope, representation, and a new era in Thai entertainment. Their first appearance together in Blank, the series instantly set the fandom ablaze. Faye, with her poised, mature presence, and Yoko, with her effervescent youth and radiant charm, created a chemistry that felt genuine, fragile, and intense all at once. It was the kind of connection that made viewers believe that some stories transcend the screen, entering the hearts of those who watched. Their portrayal of a tender age gap love story was groundbreaking in many ways, challenging traditional tropes and giving voice to narratives that had long been overlooked. Fans celebrated their performances, their laughter, their quiet glances, and the small, intimate moments that spoke louder than words. Their rise was meteoric, catapulting them from promising talents to household names in a matter of months. Appearances at red carpet events, fan meets across Thailand, and social media interactions solidified their status as one of the most beloved duos in the GL community. Their growing popularity seemed unstoppable, as if nothing could tarnish the glowing image of FayeYoko. Yet, behind the flashes of cameras and the roar of cheering fans, a story of pressure, miscommunication, and heartbreak quietly began to unfold. With fame came expectation, and the weight of being adored by thousands, and then millions, proved heavier than anyone could anticipate. The duo was constantly in demand, appearing in interviews, fan events, and promotional activities, often back-to-back, leaving little time for rest or meaningful reflection. While fans celebrated every public appearance, behind the scenes there was an underlying tension. The projects that had initially brought them acclaim were concluded, and despite promises of new series and exciting collaborations, nothing materialized. Instead, the agency overseeing their careers, 9-Star Studios, seemed to rely heavily on repetitive fan engagement, capitalizing on their popularity without offering opportunities for artistic growth. As months passed, frustration began to build quietly. Faye and Yoko were no longer merely performers. They became symbols and commodities, their identities intertwined with contractual obligations, schedules, and commercial expectations. The joy of creation, of storytelling, began to fade beneath the pressure of fame, and the fans who adored them could sense that something was amiss. Rumors circulated online. Fans speculated about delays, behind-the-scenes conflicts, and the unfulfilled promises of the next big project. Tension mounted, though nothing publicly foreshadowed the dramatic shift that was about to occur. In February 2025, the world witnessed what fans had feared but never fully imagined. 9-Star Studios announced the termination of Faye's contract, a move that effectively ended the professional pairing of FayeYoko. The announcement, though couched in corporate language, sent shockwaves through the fandom. Official statements claimed that the decision was based on differing perspectives regarding internal working styles and potential conflicts of interest with external projects. The studio insisted that the split was managed professionally and was not meant to harm the actresses personally. Fans, however, were unconvinced. Many perceived the separation as abrupt and insensitive, a decision made in the boardroom without regard for the emotional investment of either the performers or their supporters. The timing was particularly jarring because plans for follow-up projects had been teased for months, including rumors of a major new GL series that never came to fruition. For the fans, the abrupt silence was almost unbearable. Online communities erupted with questions, grief, and speculation, and the void left by the sudden absence of new content fueled feelings of confusion and betrayal. Comments ranged from disbelief to outrage, with devoted fans openly accusing the agency of exploiting Faye and Yoko for profit while stalling their artistic careers. Social media became a battleground where fans debated motives, sought answers, and tried to process the sudden disappearance of the duo from the spotlight. The heartbreak of FayeYoko's split was compounded by a lack of clarity. Fans longed for confirmation, a statement from Yoko, or an explanation beyond corporate phrasing. Faye herself eventually addressed the public in a press conference later that year. Her words were measured but heartfelt, clarifying that the split was not the result of personal conflict between her and Yoko. She revealed that the new contract proposed by Nine Star was sudden, restrictive, and in her view unfair. Faced with an ultimatum, she chose to leave the agency and step away from the duo that had defined so much of her early career. Her honesty resonated deeply with fans, many of whom had feared that the silence signaled a personal falling out between the actresses. Did not. What had ended was the professional collaboration, not the personal bond. Yet the absence of Yoko's public voice only intensified the sense of loss and unanswered questions. Speculation flourished, online debates grew, and a faction of the fanbase called for boycotts, demanding accountability from the agency and expressing their support for the actresses. It became clear that the story of FayeYoko's end was about more than contracts and projects. It was about loyalty, respect, and the human cost of entertainment business decisions. Beyond the corporate intrigue, the emotional impact of FayeYoko's silence was profound. Their fans had invested in a story, a relationship, and a world where two people could exist with authenticity and care. The sudden absence of new projects felt like a betrayal, a closure without explanation. But the story does not end in heartbreak alone. For Faye, the decision to walk away became a catalyst for personal growth. She has since pursued new opportunities, seeking projects that allow her creativity, independence, and self-expression. Yoko, though quieter in public, continues to work, with fans hopeful that future collaborations, whether on screen or otherwise, might rekindle the magic that first captivated the world. Their story serves as both a cautionary tale and an inspiration, a reminder of the pressures of stardom, the complexity of human relationships, and the resilience required to navigate an industry that can be as unforgiving as it is glamorous. FayeYoko's journey, from meteoric rise to sudden silence, is a story of passion, talent, and the fragility of professional bonds. The legacy of FayeYoko endures, not merely in clips, photos, or fan art, but in the emotional resonance they created. A reminder that some stories, even when paused, leave indelible marks on the hearts of those who witness them. Though their professional partnership has ended, the influence of Faye and Yoko continues, inspiring new talent, comforting devoted fans, and demonstrating the enduring power of genuine connection, both on screen and off. Their silence, though painful, speaks volumes, leaving the world to remember not only their performances but also the humanity, vulnerability, and courage behind every smile, every glance, and every shared moment that made FayeYoko unforgettable.